What is going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well. As for myself, I am doing pretty good. As you can see, I'm in the shop out here getting some work done. These machines just quit running, so I am about to take this moment to get a video done. Wanted to get a video done just going back looking at the chart from yesterday, MNQ, and going back to maybe about 6 a.m. and just seeing if any trades would have presented themselves, and also see if any trades would have presented themselves as it pertains to the OTRS trade system. You might ask, what is the OTRS trade system? Well, that is a trade system that I have been working on for some time, several different iterations of it, but the OTRS trade system is the on the right side trade system. In the past, I would take a lot of trades that were kind of reversal type plays, trying to catch the bottom and catch the trend to go back up. And although I would make money doing that, it wasn't very consistent. And a key word that I just mentioned is that I was trading to make money and I wasn't trading an actual system. So one thing that a lot of the pros will tell you when you listen to them, which I listen to a lot online, is that they tell you that you should be trading not to make money, but you should be trading to trade your system. And I'll fall in the habit of trading to make money. And a lot of people kind of get confused by that because they think that's the whole purpose of trading, is to make money. Well, it is. But as a professional, we should be trading our system, and by default, our system is what will make us money. So when I would try to play those reversals, I didn't really have a system. I didn't really have a strategy, and I would make money, but then I would kind of get that money back. So I've been working on perfecting this system that I call the OTRS system, pretty much right where I wanted it right now. So I didn't take any trades yesterday morning futures wise. I did take 2 option trades. First one failed, second one paid, and I finished the day off green. And that's the beauty of having an actual system in place. You can take those losses, but overall the system tells you that you will be profitable in the long run. Now, not every day is going to be profitable, but generally we should be profitable every day. And the times that we're not going to be profitable is, let's say out the gate, the first 3 trades are red. I need to be shutting it down. That's going to be a red day. If I take 2 trades, first one is a red trade, second one's a green trade, I should be green because I'm trading 2 to 1, meaning on a loser, I'm going to lose 1. On a winner, I'm going to win 2. In the wash, I'm going to win 1. So that's how that kind of works out. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to bring up TOS real quick. And what we're going to do is take a look at the charts. I'm going to go back to about 6 o'clock in the morning for yesterday, just to see what the chart kind of looked like. And then to see if I see any setups that are in the OTRS trade system setup. And right now there are 3 setups going either way. So 3 setups going long, 3 setups going short. They're all the same setups. But what I want to do, we're just looking at this. And first thing that I would look at it, I would kind of see what chart structure is. So right now, chart structure is, we have a lower high from right here. We get another lower high right here. If I would have took it back to right there, we would see that we had a lower high. This one kind of makes a higher high, but once you get this higher high off of there, I would want to see a higher low. This flushes out. We see a blue candle right here. It's kind of hard to see because it's an open hollow candle. That hollow candle tells me that that is a red candle on a typical chart. Any hollow candles are red candles on typical charts. We get another blue candle, those right here. Blue candles tell me that the trend could be weak and changing. Then we get a red candle, another sign that the trend could be changing. So if we just kept on moving, we would see we get another blue candle, and boom, the chart turns red. So at this point, I would be looking for shorts. But I'm not going to take just the first trade that I see. What I want to see is a pullback that sets a lower high. And then I need to see another move that's going to set a lower low to kind of get the trend going. So we got the lower high, but we don't get the lower low. We get a higher low from here. Comes up. Candle turns green. We're still on a red background, so again, couldn't really be looking to go short right there or go long right there. Price comes up. Now let's see what we get. We get a pullback. One thing with this green, it goes red back green. What this tells me is this was a pullback on a 5-minute chart. On a higher time frame chart, this was nothing more than a pullback. Price comes down. First 1-minute candle to make a new high. That's a setup. I wouldn't take this one right here though, y'all. And I'm gonna tell you why. Remember how I said I want to see a lower high and a lower low here? On this side, I want to see the higher high, higher low. So we're getting the first higher low. And technically, this is a low, so this could be a higher low. That there could be, but again, I'm not going to take that one. I am not. So price comes up, comes back down, we get a lower high, now we get a lower low. Here we go again, kind of just shifting out. And these are rules that I have in place to kind of make sure that the trade is going to be a high probability trade. Back to a red candle, or I'm sorry, a blue candle. We get a red candle. Chart doesn't flip though. Comes back up, still a green chart. Now, like I said, we're looking for higher highs, higher lows. But guess what? Remember how I said that I have a pattern that I call the blue candle trade pattern? Well, guess what? We get it right here. And I kind of went a little far because you already kind of see, but you get these blue candles. So when you get blue candles, if price gets back above this bounce cloud, which is this green cloud, and a candle breaks over and holds, I will go long on the next candle that breaks this candle. So I'll highlight that candle. That candle right there is 7 points. So when it breaks the high, I'm going to be risking 7 points to make 14 points. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to drop that arrow. So anything that goes over that right there is going to be 14 points. 14 points. Risking 7 points, one contract. And let's see, you see we're risking 100 points. So on 7 points, if price was right here, this box will tell me that the range would be 7, and it would tell me how many contracts I would need. So I'll do the math on this one. 7 points, $2 a point, 14 points. I'm gonna need about 7, 8 contracts. So I would take that position. I'll put my stop below it. 2R is going to be above that line right there. So let's go on out and let's see what happens. Boom. We get 2R. I'm going to activate this and I'm going to drag this over to where 14 points is going to be. So boom, we're getting target actually off of this candle. Watch this. I'm going to do it again. This is something that Spark showed me that I like. See, when I drag this candle over, if you look in that box, the second from the bottom, it's telling you like 13.69. That's 14.5 right there. So that would be a $200 trade right there, y'all. That's $200. So let's keep going. Now I'm looking for Booyah, a pullback. Once you get a pullback, I want to see at least 3 candles, at least 3 candles. And this is one that I had put on there from yesterday. I'm gonna delete that one, but at least 3 candles on the pullback. First candle to make a new high, just like over here. First candle, I'll highlight that candle. That candle is 4.25 points. So I'm gonna be risking 4.25 points. Let's round it up to 5. 5 times 2 is 10. I would need 10 contracts to risk $100. And now I need this to go 8.5 points. Let's see where 8.5 is. Bam. Look at that, y'all. We're getting $200 right there. And if this trade doesn't work and it comes back, I'm gonna lose $100. But bam, that's 2 trades. Let's keep going. Let's see if we get another play. Notice this pulls back. It breaks this low. So when this pulls back, you want it to not break the prior pivot's low. Another rule for the first 1 minute candle strategy. So we see that this does pull back at least 3 candles, but it breaks this pivot. So I would not take that one. That is not a trade that I would take. So let's keep going. And let's see if I took it. I don't think it would have stopped us out. What's the low of that? The low is 467. The low of that candle, 46725, 46750. We would have survived this pullback. Probably would not have gotten 2R though. That is 8. So 16 would be target. That's 16 right there. You just would have missed 2R. But again, that's not a trade that I would have taken. Let's keep going. Boom. Now, this is one that I have been kind of back testing. This is a bounce cloud setup. Even though this has came all the way back, it's come all the way back. And then before we do that, let's look at this one. You got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. This is what I call a shallow pullback, and this is why I always say I want at least 3 candles before my signal candle. Again, this breaks it, but that's not going to be one that I would take. But let's focus on this one right here. This comes down to the bounce cloud. Once it's in this bounce cloud, if you get a candle that breaks the high, even though that this is like a even low kind of pullback right here, this bounce cloud, just by the definition of the name, it should bounce, right? So I would take that one. Let's highlight it. That candle's 7.75. Let's call it 8. So let's say we're going to need 16 points. So let's see where 16 points is at. That's 16 points right there. So if it breaks 493, that's 2R. Booyah. Right there. We get it. Let's bring that over. 493. That's 2R. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 trades that we've taken in about an hour. We're risking $100 per trade to make $200. We would be up $800 right now. Let's keep going. Let's see. We'll go to about 9 o'clock. See if it gives us another trade. Comes down. Like I said, this was another one. I'm gonna delete that one. But remember, comes inside of the bounce cloud. Next candle that breaks the high, we'll take it. That candle's 5 points. We need 10 points out of this trade. Bam. Clean. That's 5 trades, y'all. From 725 till about 845. You'd be up $1,000 if you was risking $100 per trade. Okay, this comes down. This gives a blue candle. This candle does not close outside, so you can't take that one. This candle closes outside, but it doesn't break the high. It's not a trade. And then it flushes out. And remember, blue candles, trend could possibly be changing. Let's keep going. You get this blue candle. Next candle closes out, breaks the high. This is at 9:30. Do you really want to take this trade at 9:30? Let's highlight that candle. That candle's 28 points. You would need 2. You would need 56 points. I wouldn't take this trade, y'all, but I want to see if it would have worked. 56 is right there. Entry, stop, and you would have got your money. You would have got 2R out of this trade. Now, I would not have taken this trade. I don't trade between 9:30 and 9:45. I tried not to. Let me say that. I tried not to. It's too volatile. It's too volatile. But goes up, pulls back. Now, this is a good trade. You get at least 3 candles in the pullback. Let's highlight that candle. 17 points. You need 34 points. We're going to make this the last one. Boom. That's 2R right there. And that's how simple, y'all. That's how I say simple. It's not really simple. Got quite a few rules to it, but like anything, it's something that you have to work with. You got to study it. And from studying it, it becomes second nature. If you got to have those rules sitting out in front of you, I have it pulled up on the screen, but I know what the rules are. I know for a 1 minute first candle to make a setup, I want at least 3 candles. I don't want to see the pullback come all the way down into the prior pivot. And that's about it. I have things that can affect the trade. So if it's a top and tail, that can make the trade a little less, it can make it not be as reliable. Hollow candles, that can make it a little less reliable. You kind of want solid filled candles. Those are bullish candles. So those can help the trade. You notice this was a solid candle, slight wick. You don't want that wick to be more than 50% of the candle. Nice move. This one here, you get a hollow candle. So that's a red candle, little tiny wick at the top, bigger wick at the bottom. So bulls did kind of step in. It worked. Another hollow candle, bottom and tail. This is a bullish red candle. That worked. Solid body. More sellers kind of pushed this down, but we see it worked. Nice bullish candle right here. Hammer candle, slight little wick. It worked. And then we come over to here. Like I said, this would not have been a tradable. This wouldn't have been tradable for me because of the time. And then we get another bearish candle because it would have been a red candle, but buyers stepped in. Another thing, if you notice down at the bottom, you see the volume bars are color coded. So you can just kind of look down and see who had more control. You see, this was a evenly controlled bar, maybe just slightly more bullish, just barely. But notice this one, a lot of red, tiny little bit of green. That's a bearish candle. Bears had more control. Come over to the next one. That one's almost all green. Buyers had more control in this candle, but look what happened though. Look what happened. So just wanted to come and kind of just take a quick look at the chart, see what price did. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna look at any more trades, but we're just gonna look at the chart just to kind of see how it played out. Again, first 1 minute candles to make new high setups. Boom, boom. This left a kind of lower high right here. So I don't know if I would have took that trade, but I would have came back and took this one after it left this higher low. Probably would have stayed in this trade through this move. We come up the previous day's highs. I'm not going to take a trade into that. Again, not going to take a trade into that. And you see what happens. It just kind of fell out. Again, not taking trades through here. Maybe this one right here, because it looks like there's enough room to get 2R before it gets up there. But you got to know what Spark like to say is where the enemy lies. I like to know where this resistance is. That's the enemy. So I'm not going to trade through there. We see we get blue candles here, possible trend change, blue candles here, and then we do get the trend change. Short-lived. Again, when I see green, red, green, this is usually a pullback on a higher time frame. Kind of just chops around, and now we're kind of wedged between this line of defense and previous day's highs. We're just kind of wedged in between there. It does kind of break out at the end of the day, and now market had closed. We're just wedged in between, and you see the bounce cloud is green. It'll turn red on a red chart. This gray cloud is what I call a pivot cloud. It's normally where the pivot is going to pull back to and take off. If the pivot breaks through that pivot was a little too deep. Another way for me to know if I need to worry about taking the trade or not. If it's a deep pullback, trend could be dead. So just little simple things on the chart to kind of help in determining if the trade is going to be a high probability trade or if it's just going to be an average trade. My goal is to always catch high probability trades. On that note, I am going to go ahead and wrap this video up. As always, thanks for checking me out. If you didn't hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And now would be an excellent time to hit the like button. As always, we can continue the comments. We can continue the conversation in the comments section. And if you're looking for some place to hang out while you're trading, come on over, check out the Discord. It's not anything special at all. It's just a way for some people to just kind of hang out, chit chat, bounce ideas off of each other, because you might trade the same edge or strategy that I changed, but no two people will really trade the same way. But we have a conglomerate of people over there that trade many different ways. How I trade might not suit your trade personality. How Spark trades, that might suit your personality. I'm like a high paced. I like to get in and get out. You see these those trades that I took, those are momentum trades. When I get in, I expect the trade to go. I expect it to ish or get off the pot. Don't just sit there waiting. I want it to go. So if it doesn't go, most times I know that trade is not going to work for me. I know I'm going to probably get stopped out. If it went 1R, I'm going to probably need to take my stop to break even, which I did a lot last week. And a lot of times I left money on the table. But when I just let that thing go to 2R and I let it work, it worked. But on that note, I'm going to wrap this one up. We'll be back at this thing again next week. Peace.